The Senators have ended it. The Senators' playoff drought is over. The Senators have officially clinched a spot in the NHL Playoffs. Buffalo has now missed the playoffs for the 14th straight year. The Caps have clinched the Metro title, and the Canadiens are now 8 points up for the last wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. We'll get to all the game action from our past couple of days and how it affected the standings coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. It really does help the channel, and we're on the road to 500 subscribers. Don't forget to leave a comment down in the comment section below. Would love to hear your thoughts on all those discussed here today. So lots of intriguing things happened over the past couple of days that saw a lot of clinches and some more eliminations, and we'll get to all the updates here. So we saw 5 games happen over on Monday. 10 games happen over on Tuesday, so we'll get to all those games here. So first, we saw Tampa Bay Lightning open up a 3-goal lead and destroy the New York Rangers 5-1, as they have won 5 of 7 and improved to 45, 26, and 6, while the Rangers have lost 7 of 10 and fall 36, 34, and 7. So it's a bad loss there for the Rangers. For the Bolts, Point, who had 2 goals and 8 assists, Kucherov, who had a goal and 2 assists, and Gensel, who had 3 assists, all had 3-point nights. Gordon and Hagel both also scored. Vasilevsky stopped 38 of 39 shots he faced in the win for Tampa, while Zibanejad was the 1 goal scorer for the Rangers in the loss. So an intriguing game there, but Tampa dominates the Rangers. Then we saw Winnipeg Jets break a tie in the third period thanks to this goal here from Alex Iafallo and Alex Sportsnet. But the Jets were able to break a tie and held on to down the St. Louis Blues 3-1, as the Jets have won 5 of 7 and improved to 53, 21, and 4, increasing their lead for the Central, while the Blues finally have their 12-game win streak end and fall to 43, 29, and 7. That's a bad loss there for St. Louis. For the Jets, Lowry, Biron, and Iafallo were 3 goal scorers, and Hellebuck stopped 14 of 15 shots he faced in the win for the Jets, while Buchnevich was 1 goal scorer for the Blues in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but the Blues' extremely hot stretch has finally come to an end. Then we saw Seattle Kraken overcome an early deficit and took down LA 2-1, as Seattle's won 3 straight, 4 of 6, and improved to 34, 38, and 6, while the Kings had their 4-game win streak end and fall to 44, 24, and 9 on the year. So it's a bad loss there for Los Angeles. For the Kraken, Beniers and Montour were 2 goal scorers, and Decourt stopped 28, 29 shots he faced in the win for the Kraken, while Byfield was 1 goal scorer for the Kings in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but a very narrow victory for Seattle. Then we saw Calgary Flames score 3 and answered third period goals, and were able to come from behind and take down San Jose 3-2, as they have a 3-game point streak of point in 5 of 6 and improved to 37, 27, and 13, while the Sharks have lost 6 straight and fall to 20, 47, and 10. So it's a bad loss there for San Jose. For the Flames, Klapka, Huberdeau, Cornell were 3 goal scorers for Flames in the win. Well, Smith scored both goals, and Celebrini added 2 assists for the Sharks in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but Calgary keeps their playoff hopes alive with the win. And then we saw the Anaheim Ducks score 3 unanswered goals and held on to beat the Edmonton Oilers 3-2, as they improved to 34, 35, and 8, while the Oilers fall to 44, 28, and 5. That's a bad loss to take if you're Edmonton. For the Ducks, Gauthier scored twice, and McTavish also scored for Ducks in the win, while Henrique had goal and 8 assists, and Skinner also scored for the Oilers in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but big win there from Anaheim. Those were the 5 games we saw over on Monday. Going over to 10 we saw over on Tuesday. First, we saw Buffalo Sabres open the scoring thanks to this goal here early in the second period from Tage Thompson, and it would wind up being the game winner as Buffalo would open the scoring and shut out Carolina 3-0, as they've won 5 straight, 8 of 9, and improved to 35, 36, and 6, while the Hurricanes have lost 3 straight and fall 46, 27, and 4, so it's a bad stretch here for Carolina. For the Sabres, Thompson, Tuck, and Peterka were 3 goal scorers, and Reimer stopped all 32 shots he faced in the shutout and win for Buffalo. So an impressive win there for Buffalo. They've been absolutely on fire, but because of the out-of-town scoreboard, even though they did win this game, they are now officially eliminated from playoff contention for the 14th straight year. So a good win there for Buffalo, but they missed the playoffs yet again. Then we saw Pittsburgh Penguins open the scoring and destroyed Chicago 5-0, getting a little bit of payback after they wound up losing to the Blackhawks on the weekend, as the Penguins have a point 4 of 5 and improved to 32, 35, and 12, while the Hawks have lost 6 of 7 and fall 22, 46, and 10. So it's a bad loss there for Chicago, but does get them closer to the first overall pick. For the Penguins, Hayes scored twice, Rustin Heinen both had 2 assists, Crosby, Carlson, and Letang also scored, and Jarry stopped all 26 shots he faced in the shutout win for Pittsburgh, so an impressive win there from Pittsburgh as he took down Chicago. Then we saw Florida Panthers break a tie in the third period and held on to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs 3-1, as the Panthers have finally ended their 5-game losing streak and improved to 45, 29, and 4, while the Leafs had their 4-game win and 6-game point streak end and fall to 46, 26, 4. It might have been a strategic loss there from Toronto, as that does keep Florida ahead of Ottawa Ottawa for that third spot in the Atlantic. For the Panthers, Forsling, Verhaeghe, and Louis Driner were 3 goal scorers, and Bobrovsky stopped 17 of 18 shots he faced in the win for the Panthers, while Tavares was a 1 goal scorer for the Leafs in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but a very impressive win there from Florida. Then we saw Montreal Canadiens score 4 unanswered goals, and after giving up the first goal of the game, took down Detroit 4-1, as they have won 6 straight and improved to 39-30-9, while the Red Wings had their 4-game point streak end, fall 36-34-7, and this win for the Montreal Canadiens eliminated the Buffalo Sabres. However, the loss from the Detroit Red Wings clinched Ottawa their first playoff berth since 2017. I love that. The Senators are my second favorite team. I've been waiting for them to make the playoffs. They're finally back in there. I cannot believe it. So thanks to the Habs for beating Detroit and officially clinching Ottawa that playoff berth. For the Habs, Gallagher, Anderson, and Suzuki all had goal and assist. Caulfield also scored. Montembeault stopped 35-36 shots he faced in the win for the Canadiens, while Larkin was 1 goal scorer for Red Wings in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but Detroit loses. And what I did forget to mention is with the loss to Buffalo, Carolina, the Capitals did indeed clinch the Metro thanks to that loss by Carolina. So interesting to note there, but those 2 games really did help. Capitals clinch the Metro, Ottawa clinch a playoff spot, and Buffalo be eliminated from contention. Then we saw Boston jump out to a 3-goal lead and obliterated the New Jersey Devils, who also had a chance to clinch on Tuesday, 7-2, as the Bruins improved to 32-38-9, while the Devils had their 3-game win streak end and fall to 41-30-7. Bad loss there from New Jersey. For the Bruins, Pastrnak had 3.8 goal to assist, and Callahan scored his first career NHL goal. Minton his first as a Bruin. Lauko, Geekie, Kopke, and Milstead also scored for the Bruins in the win, while Meyer and Nelson were 2 goal scorers for Devils in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but impressive victory there from Boston. And then we saw Columbus jump out to a 2-goal lead and took down the Ottawa Senators 5-2. Like I said, Senators had already clinched, so even though they lost and it was a bad game from them, interesting note there, as the Jackets had ended their 3-game losing streak and improved to 35-33-9, while the Senators fall to 42-30-6, having their 3-game win streak end, but did clinch a playoff berth. Interesting note there. For the Jackets, Olivier and Danforth both had a goal and an assist. Johnson had 2 assists, and Voronkov, Fantilli, and Monahan also scored for Jackets in the win, while Shabbat had a goal and an assist, and Zettelin, his first as a Senator, also scored for Senators in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but a bad game there from Ottawa sees Columbus win. Then we saw the New York Islanders blow a late 2-goal lead, gave up 3 unanswered, including this goal here in overtime from Fedor Svechkov, ran all across Sportsnet, but the Predators will come from behind and take down the New York Islanders 7-6 in overtime, as Nashville ended their 6-game losing streak and improved to 28-42-8, while the Islanders have a 3-game point streak but fall to 34-32-11, so a bad loss there from the Islanders. For the Predators, Stamkos had 4.8, 2 goals and 2 assists. Shane Marshall both had 3 assists. Bunting and Forthler both had goal and assist, and Svechkov who had the O2 winner. McCarron and O'Reilly also scored for Predators in the win, while Holmstrom had 4.8 with 2 goals and 2 assists. Pajot had 3 assists. Seiplikov had goal and assists, and Mayfield, Palmieri, and Lee also scored for the Islanders in the loss. It was an intriguing, high-scoring affair, but the Islanders did come with the victory. Then we saw an even more insane comeback as the Stars were up 3 goals with a minute left, but thanks to 3 goals in the final minute of the game, first time in NHL history that team was come back from down 3 goals at the final minute of the game to win. They also scored the overtime winners thanks to this goal here from Kiefer Sheard and all Sportsnet, but Canucks would score a surprising 4 unanswered goals to stave off elimination and take down Dallas 6-5 in overtime, as they improved to 36-29-13. While Stars have lost 3 straight and fall to 50-22-6 on the year, so it's a bad loss there from Dallas. For the Canucks, Garland had 3 assists, Suter scored twice, Ratu had a goal and an assist, Hughes and Ronick both had 2 assists, and Mancini, who scores first as a Canuck, DeBrusk, and Sheard, who had the OT winner, also scored for the Canucks in the win, while Granlund had 3.0 with a goal and 2 assists, Duchesne had goal and an assist, Ben had 2 assists, and Randon, Marchman, and Bork also scored for Stars in the overtime loss. It was an intriguing game there, but an absolutely stunning victory from the Vancouver Canucks. Then we saw Utah Hockey Club come out and dismantle the Seattle Kraken 7-1, also staving off elimination as they've won 4 of 5 and improved to 36-30-12, while Seattle Kraken had their 3-game win streak end and fall to 34-39-6. It's a bad loss there from Seattle. For Utah, Sergachev had a goal and 2 assists, and Gunther, who had 3 assists, both had 3-point nights. Cooley and Keller both had a goal and an assist. Zenlund had 2 assists. Schmalz, Carcioni, Yamamoto, and Krause also scored. Jamelka up 18-19 shots he faced in the win for Utah, while McCann's lone goal scorer for the Kraken in the loss. It was an intriguing game there, but a very impressive victory there from Utah. And the last game we saw over on Tuesday was between Colorado and Vegas, as Colorado overcome a 2-goal deficit and take down Vegas 3-2 in a shootout, as the Avalanche have won 3-4 and improved to 48-27-4, while the Knights have a 3-game point streak but fall to 47-22-9. So a bad loss there from Vegas. For the Avalanche, Coyle had 2 assists. VC and Nichushkin were 2 regulation goal scorers, and Coyle the lone shield goal scorer for the Avalanche in the win, while McNabb and Carlson were 2 goal scorers for the Knights in the shield loss. It was an intriguing game there, but a very narrow victory for the Colorado Avalanche over Vegas. So lots of intriguing games that happened from our past couple of days. Now going over to see how it affected the standings as it sits right now. So at this current point in time, 8 teams in the Eastern Conference have hit the 80-point plateau, including 6 teams have hit the 90-point plateau, and 1 team, that's the Capitals, have hit triple digits. They're at 107 points and have won the Metro Division. So interesting out there. Then you have the 98-point Leafs, the 96-point Bolts, the 96-point Canes, the 94-point Panthers, and the 90-point Senators in the first wildcard position, who have now all clinched playoff berth. Then you have the 89-point Devils, who are in third in the Metro Division, and then you have the 87-point Habs, who are currently in the second wildcard position. After that, you have the 79-point Rangers, the 79-point Red Wings, the 79-point Islanders, and the 79-point Jackets, all of which have 1 game in hand on the Canadiens, but are 8 points back. So it's extremely unlikely that anyone at this point is going to catch Montreal for that last wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. So interesting out there. Meanwhile, only go over to the Western Conference. You have 8 teams who have hit the 90-point plateau, including 4 teams. That's the Jets, the Avalanche, the Stars, and the Knights, who have hit the triple-digit mark. The Jets are up to 110 points. Dallas is at 106. Vegas is at 103. And Colorado is at 100. All have clinched playoff berth. Then you have 97-point LA, who's also clinched a playoff berth. After them, you have the 93-point Oilers, the 93-point Blues, who are in the first wildcard position, and the 91-point Wild, who are in the second wildcard position. Then you have the 87-point Flames, who are 4 points back with a game in hand on Minnesota, so they're not completely out of it yet. And then you have the Vancouver Canucks and Utah Hockey Club, who are 6 and 7 points respectively back of the Minnesota Wild with the same amount of games played. So it's looking extremely bleak for both Vancouver and Utah, but Calgary still holds out some hope, but interesting out there. So those are standings as it's right now. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Any of the games surprised you from our past couple days, and you're surprised by any team's placement in the standings as it sits right now? Definitely hear your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk for today. Remember to like this video, and for that, remember to subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. It really helps the channel. I'm on the road to 500 subscribers. Don't forget to leave a comment. I also have a blog, talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that. So check that out. I'll link to that down in the description below. And I can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.